Throughout the world, people are paying much more for a loaf of bread. The price has skyrocketed over the last 12 months. Let me put that in some form of context. A year ago, a metric ton of wheat was retailing at $300. Today, that same metric ton costs $500. Let's have a look at some of the effects that that's having on the people of Gaza.
Much of the increase in wheat prices can be explained by the newfound international environmental awareness. As we realise that alternatives need to be found for fossil fuels, the grain-based biofuels are coming increasingly into play. But that comes at a price. Less wheat is being grown, and that is pushing up the market prices. For the people of Gaza, though, the reasons are secondary. All they care about is that more and more of their income is being spent on the staple, and so they're faced with the dilemma to cut back on their daily intake of food or to stop buying other essentials. The Israeli closures, along with the international economic stranglehold on Gaza, mean the people are increasingly under the thumb. Unemployment is rampant, and international organisations are warning that soon all Gazans could well be dependent on aid.
To understand a little bit more about the situation in Gaza, I'm speaking with Kirsty Campbell from the World Food Programme. She's their emergency aid coordinator for Gaza. Can you explain a little bit more about why things are the way we've just seen them?
It's been a massive problem. In the last few months, we've basically seen bread go up by about 20%. Most Gazans survive on bread. They eat bread 3 times a day. So, it couldn't be anything that could have had a larger impact on their daily life. So it's really very extreme.
Does this also have an effect, therefore, on their health, if this is their main food?
Well, what we found in the past 4 months is that people have been trying to prioritise within the different things. So if they have to pay more for bread, they're always going to eat bread, but they're going to cut down on other items. So people are not eating fruit anymore, they're not eating meat anymore. And we found that's really widespread throughout Gaza. And we're beginning to see signs of increased anemia rates. Between last year and this year, the anemia rate amongst children has gone from 70% to 77%, which is a very high increase in just 1 year. Less and less goods are coming through into Gaza. The current restrictions that are on the crossings mean that whilst we did have a few months ago up to 300 trucks of food and other goods coming into Gaza every day, at the moment we have maybe 50 on a good day maximum. And yesterday and the day before, the crossings were closed, which meant that no food and no goods went in.
What can the World Food Programme and other international aid agencies do?
At the moment, the World Food Programme and the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, between us, are feeding 75% of Gaza's population.
So we're talking, what, about 1 million people?
Absolutely, over 1 million, 1.1 million people.
If the spiral continues, what does that mean for the future of the people of Gaza?
As we see the situation at the moment, as I said, 75% are relying on the UN food. We're going to see by the end of the year the entire population will be aid dependent. And that's an absolutely miserable situation to be in. Palestinians are very proud, hard-working people. They should be able to go out, earn a living and buy food for their family. We'll have a situation where the entire population will be relying on handouts from the UN, and that's not the situation we're looking to achieve.
That's Kirsty Campbell of the United Nations World Food Programme. Of course, we'll monitor the situation in Gaza. We didn't even talk about the West Bank and other places throughout the Middle East that in the past have had even bread riots. There have been deaths in a country like Jordan not that long ago because of the increases in the price. One of the people that this is most affecting is Mohammed Kader of the Kader Family Bakery. How much is what's going on right now in the increase in flour prices affecting you and your work and your income?
It's not affecting only personally as a baker owner in East Jerusalem, but it's affecting all small bakeries all around. As far as I know, not less than 5 or 6 bakers, they're going to close down because they can't keep on coping with the prices of flour. And whatever we put up our prices, it won't cover for us.
You're an experienced baker, you've seen these things before. What happens to the people? What happens to the morale of those affected?
For us to have bread going up that and so much expensive, it's a chaos for us, and we are in such a state that we're not knowing how we're going to cope with it.
Mohammed Kader, thank you very much indeed. Of course, we'll continue to monitor this situation and its effect on economies throughout the Middle East. This is David Harris for the Media Line.